And we are up. All right. Hi, my name is Nick, and I am the product manager for AwesomeWeb. Today we have Mike Rogers, our new developer. Say hi, Mike.
Hi.
All right. So if you guys remember, about 2 months ago, we put out a call to hire a new lead developer. And then shortly after that, we found Mike, started working with him, and he's been doing some pretty incredible work over the last, really, the month and a half. So we'll go through one of those features and start working through everything that we have. So a few quick things. You'll be able to ask questions. I believe there is a link to ask questions in the upper right of your screen. And yeah, we'll move forward with everything that we're going to talk about. So we started building out this specialties feature about a month ago. We found that when a client goes to your profile, they're there, they see your portfolio, but there's nothing really to show them, how to hire you. And so we started looking around, kind of seeing what is the best practice. And really, for someone to get hired, you really need to have this specialty. So we started brainstorming this feature about last December, documented it in January, and then once we found Mike, he built the whole feature. So we'll walk through that. We'll talk about the client's perspective and why it's so important. I'm going to show you two examples from users who are doing a great job, and then I'll show you quickly the best practices for adding specialties to your profile. So that'll take about 10 minutes, and then we'll go through and answer questions, have a Q&A if you have any questions about the technicalities of the feature, any suggestions around what we can add, or simply just want questions about freelancing. We are here for the next 30 minutes or so. So again, if you have questions, please ask them in the upper right corner. All right, so first of all, let me share screen. All right, so we will go through a few of the features. I want to show you two profiles that are doing a really great job. So the first is Masoom. Looks like Masoom is online right now, which is great, from Bangladesh. So this is his profile. You can see he has 10 projects. He's available for most of the week. All of his projects look great. I like the way that he has it set up. It's consistent with the background kind of overlay with the profile image. And then Masoom, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, he added these three specialties. So as a client, you go to the homepage, you find something that he is doing well, and then you scroll through his portfolio, and then you see, all right, how can I best hire this person? I like the work that he does, but before specialties, I don't really know the best way to hire him. So as a client, you scroll through, you're like, okay, this guy does a good job. He has some of the skills that I'm looking for. I'm ready to hire him, but let's see what he has to offer. So the specialties are the services. So the first one is website mobile app design. All right, I don't really need an app, but I like to know that he can do that. Themeforce theme support. So he'll sell your theme on the marketplace. Like, that sounds interesting to me as a client. And then the last is HTML5 and WordPress. All right, that's the one that I want. So I'm going to request this service. It automatically links here, and then it takes them down to the form. So one of the problems that we found with the previous inquiry form was that you'd get an inquiry and it'd be like, how much do you charge for this service? So here they can add a quick headline and then include their approximate budget. But you'll notice here, we don't want you to get an inquiry from someone who is no longer isn't interested in hiring you for your full rate. So Mike added this fancy text right here. If you click other things, it'll say, I typically charge $1,000 to $4,000 for website mobile app design. Now let's not add that. I just want website development. 600 to 330 grand. Yep, that sounds good. Maybe this month, get me excited, and go all the way through. No captcha, recaptcha, send a message. That's an April Fool's thing, I think. All right, so that is one good example. Another one I found was Lloyd from South Africa. So Lloyd is primarily a video animation director. So you can see all of the different skills he has. If I want, a motion, I want to create a video, I can see the examples of his video. But I also want to know how much he charges for those. So you can go onto the individual projects, and maybe he has those listed. Or you can just go here and see, all right, I want an animated company video, an explainer video, maybe for a Kickstarter campaign. Sell your brand's message and key ideas through superb animation. So I'd see this, think, yep, that's in my price range, exactly what I want, click here, and then contact them. So those are two good examples of great specialties. So now I want to go in and show you how we believe they should be added. So from the home page, I will log in, Nick Tart. So this is my user account. You'll see, I've already added one specialty. Let me add my second one, and that is good. All right. So the first one that I added, we'll close the form, is WordPress traffic driver. So the point of the headline is to grab your attention, and it's not always like this is what I'm going to build, but this is the benefit to what I'm going to build. So WordPress traffic driver, this is an example of a site that I built, put on WordPress, and then it went from, not this site, but another site went from 0 to 50,000 uniques per month in less than 6 months. So custom blog design and development. So this is all to sell this feature, this service as a freelancer. So when I go to add my second specialty, I will click here, bring up another site that I built. Instead of saying, WordPress design and development, we might have to fix the placeholder text. I'm going to title this one WordPress Sales Machine. Choose a category, WordPress website, select a project, Amy's Lawns, and then the description, again, is the point is to sell the service. So as an example, this company went from $400,000 to $900,000 in 1 year. Not entirely as a result of the work that I did, but all of his marketing was sent directly to the site that we built. So again, this is just designed to get an inquiry, and then when the client asks, tell me about the 400 to 900K business, then you can say, this is the work that we did. It opens up the conversation. So estimated hours, I think that would take anywhere from 50 to about 80 hours to build. Charge anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000. Add a featured image, specialty 2, and click add specialty. It uploads the image, validates the specialty. Description is too long. All right, so let's WordPress marketing. We have the 80 characters max. This is going to get fixed here in a bit. We have a new feature coming out hopefully later this week. All right, so there are my two specialties. I'll add one more because I also have experience now managing a Ruby on Rails web application. So full scale Rails web app. All right, category, web app development, project, we'll choose the scholarship, and short description. Again, designed to help you sell this service. So from idea to first customer in 6 months, that is the benefit. A client comes here, they think I need a web app. I don't really know what to do, but I know that I can hire Nick because he can do this in 3 to 6 months, and then he works with a lean small team to bring vision to life. And it might be no more than 80 characters. We'll see if we get that error. So in terms of hours, this is a much larger project. So maybe 50 grand to 100 grand. Add an image. Go back. Design, mockups, final, nope, marketing, member updates, specialty inquiry, Nick, specialty 3. You can see we've been Busy. All right, add that. Too long, from idea to first customer, lean small team. Let's see. Into life. Does that work? All right. So now I have the three specialties. They all have images. The images are associated with the projects. Let me click here to edit this one. Yep, that's good. Go back. So they're all sitting here. You'll notice that they go from left to right in terms of the small, medium to large specialties. The reason is, as a client, they don't always want to hire you for the full $100,000 project up front. They prefer to spend maybe even a couple $100, a couple $1,000 to kind of test you. When we first hired Mike, maybe he can speak on this in a bit. We hired him for 2 days. So we came in and said, Mike, let's see what you can do in 2 days. And I gave him a list of things that he needed to do. And in those 2 days, at the end of that first day, he said, all right, what's on the docket for tomorrow? Because he fixed everything that we were working through in that day. So that's a great example of how to hire someone without taking a lot of risk as a client. So generally, they want to hire you for something small to start. So the small package for me is the WordPress traffic driver, estimated hours 30 to 40 hours, price range 3 to 4 grand. In general, that's not too much for a small business. So let's go to the profile. As you can see, those are all associated with projects on my account. There they are. They look good. I want both of these as a client, and then they click here to hire you. So that is it for the specialties. We'll open it up to questions. I know you guys must have questions around the technicalities of the business. And then Mike, could you talk briefly about your experience building the feature and what your thoughts on the feature are as a freelancer?
Yeah, sure. That's no problem. Do you want me to talk about it now?
Good.
Yeah. So I quite like this feature. It's quite good for clients to kind of get a good idea of roughly how much you cost. Like, for example, when I've been hiring subcontractors or other people for the design side of things, because I'm a terrible designer. So I like to kind of know, okay, so this kind of size site, this person is about this range of cost. So that's quite good. So it's kind of like complementary to their portfolio work, which is it's always hard to gauge how much that would have cost. In this, it's a nice range. And yeah, we had some nice JavaScript involved. It was really fun building it. It's a really nice feature.
Well, as Mike said, we're making some pretty big improvements on it in the next couple of days, so we'll look out for that. So, Mike, you mentioned briefly as a contractor, you've hired other contractors for specialty work.
Yeah.
What do you look for when you're hiring someone?
Generally, I try and look for their portfolio of work, and I try and find someone who's done something close to what I'm doing, but not so close that they're gonna like almost do something too similar to someone else's, or something boring. Or plus, I also look for people I kind of like, people who, if I send them a message, if I get a message back which feels quite personable, quite like a good bit of personality comes through. That's what I normally look for, like people I get on with and I can enjoy talking to. So what I normally look for in subcontractors. Normally it's is it people I go out and have a beer with or something. It's the perfect subcontractor.
Because that's one of the things that I've noticed too. As I was a freelancer, and I think I've hired more contractors than most of my clients for specialty work, for logo work, for anything that I felt like I wasn't qualified to do. I've hired a WordPress plugin developer before for a client, and to me that's part of the role of being a freelancer, is knowing what you're good at, what you're bad at, and hiring out for those roles.
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot easier just to have someone who kind of knows exactly what they're doing, do something in like say 2 hours, than you wasting say 10 hours and doing something not as good.
Right. Even as much as a year ago, I remember this client needed a plugin developed, and I had no idea how to develop a plugin. But I went to our former lead developer, and today is his birthday, so Stefanos, if you're there, happy birthday. But I went to him and I said, I don't really know how to hire someone, and we hired you to build this site, but I need someone who can do $400 worth of work to build a custom plugin. And he's like, Nick, it's easy, just find someone. And AwesomeWeb didn't exist yet, so we found him. He did the work. He did a great job, and I'm actually going to be hiring him here shortly in the next couple weeks to fulfill that plugin for that client. So yeah, it's generally not as complicated as most people think. And the thing that it helped me as a freelancer when I hire other freelancers is understanding, this is what a client is looking for, so I can adapt my profile to fit that client. So if you guys have questions, go through and add them to the Hangout. I think there should be a Q&A app, and if I am missing questions, please let me know. You can also go here. I will share this. If you have questions here and I'm not missing them, please feel free to add questions here. Yeah, sure. All right. From a technical perspective, Mike, is there anything that you're really proud about with this feature?
So yeah, one of the more interesting things is we use quite a lot of JavaScript on the site, and if that JavaScript kind of like goes a bit wrong, the experience is really horrible for the user, and we really want to make it like really like almost perfect for the user, like so they don't have to worry and we don't have to worry, and we want to make it work in every browser. So one of the things we've done is we use this technology called Capybara to open up a Chrome browser and run through some steps in adding things, etc., and making sure the JavaScript files off correctly and does what we expect, which was quite cool. It was really nice and kind of means that going forward we can make kind of changes around it without knowing that the core user experience is kind of broken or something. It's really cool. We'll definitely maybe do a talk on that at some point. But we're done there. What else? We've done some other so many cool things. Like the way we're handling image uploads now is like, hopefully you won't notice it, but it's a little bit quicker now. Like it's the kind of 100 millisecond faster type thing. But we worked quite hard for it. I think it really paid off.
Yeah, and that's the other side of once we hired Mike, he went through and basically fixed a lot of the inconveniences around the site, things that you'll, like you said, hopefully never notice. But in terms of the code quality, AwesomeWeb is night and day different from what it was in January. So
yeah.
And we benched a 500 millisecond load time the other day.
Which was nice.
Yeah. All right, good. We have a question. Sorry, what was the Chrome browser from Kevin? What was the Chrome browser extension used? Can you touch on that?
It's a Ruby on Rails RSpec gem. It's called Capybara. Where do I write that? Because there's a chat on the
How do you spell it? Like,
Capybara. And it's a BDD tool for testing web apps. So
web apps.
Cool.
Let me know if I spelled that wrong, Mike.
That's spelled correctly.
Okay, good. Capybara Chrome extension test web apps. Because the other thing that we've been focusing on the last 2 months is test-driven development. So between January 2014 to September 2014 when we launched, we were very much focused on getting the app ready, getting it set up, making sure all the features are in place. And for better or worse, we weren't entirely focused on building out those tests, despite our developers' constant, Nick, we need to focus this, we need to focus on this. And it's like, no, we need to get this out. So Mike has gone back through and built tests around almost every feature. Do you know how much test coverage we have, Mike?
It's reasonably high. Like, I think we've got a few little bits here and there we still need to cover, but generally, between deploys or when we're launching new versions of the site, we generally have a really good idea if anything's going to break or not, which is fantastic. So I think our test suite takes about 2 minutes to run right now, so it's nice.
Nice. That is
Yeah,
nice. I
it's
know
wonderful.
there were a few errors yesterday. People with interesting browser errors that we're working through today, but yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
they're the fun ones. Trying to
Hmm.
like figure out what's going on and how they did that, which is yeah. I'm not sure if
Hmm.
there's a way you can test like having ad block enabled in Capybara, which I really want to do.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's the next thing to test, I think.
That'd be
To get
good.
implemented.
All right. Copy bar. All right, any other questions? Any other thoughts on the feature, Mike?
In terms of like testing or on specialities.
Specialities in general, the new inquiry form, because that's I know that's pretty complex as well.
So yeah, that's yeah. We kind of took the old code and it's kind of redone quite a bit of it as well. So it was quite yeah, really good. It's I think again you probably won't notice that the little things like the new reconfacture with the little robot on it just then. It should hopefully help users want to email you and not be discouraged. That's the
Hmm.
plan. It's to help everyone get more leads.
So the robot dancing, that's something new.
I think that's
We've
an
got
April
it.
Fool's Day.
Nice. Good. I
That's,
thought that was a Google April Fool's
it
joke.
is Google doing their thing.
Good. All right. If you guys have more questions, leave them in the chat. I'll be around here for a while longer, and then Mike's gotta get back. He's in the UK, so it's getting close to the evening there. But yeah, if you have questions, please let me know. I am always available on support and email, and yeah, I'm here to help. I'm here as a resource. So please use us, our expertise, and thank you for joining us. Mike, any last words?
Feel free to, obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to tweet me about them. Can I do my handle? Is that cool?
Yeah.
It's at MikeRogers0 on Twitter. I'm pretty talkative. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm always quite happy to give people a bit of a hand, and whatnot. If not, if you can't find me on Twitter, I guess open a ticket, a nickel, send it my way,
Yep.
which is quite good.
That's the function. All right. Thank you all for joining us. If you have questions, we are here. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the new feature and look out for portfolio search, which is next. So
It's going to be a
that's
fun
probably
one.
the feature I'm most excited about that we've ever built. So um, again, thanks, and we will talk to you soon.